Hi, Taya Countryman here. Quit blaming the rhomboids. That's the little title of this segment because I'm really tired of what I see in our industry. So we have Bob. This is Bob's back, and he has great rhomboids. So Bob, what I'd like you to do is to squeeze your scapulas together, and these are the rhomboids right in here. Sure, there's some other muscles underneath, but these are the rhomboids. And they attach, you can let go now, from the edge of the scapula over to the spine. And when you have people face down, you are rubbing into that tissue and you're going to feel something that feels like a great big knot. So what do? You push harder. You jam your thumb in there and you make them go, uncle. Well, what is that? Is it really a rhomboid? So while we have him standing, let's feel. Oh yeah, that feeling the tissue thing, that'd be a good thing, right? So as I come down his left side, I do feel some tightness in this area. And you can see that I can't squeeze quite as much as I can here. But then let's compare. Comparison's everything. So I'm going to come down and I'm also going to feel some tightness here, but it feels deeper. So it looks like we might find some SRT tender points in here because the tightness isn't the rhomboids most of the time. It's a rib. It's a structure. Wow, what a concept. And when that rib comes from the spine, it loops down, and let's have you turn, Bob, under, and it comes up and it attaches to, go ahead and turn your whole body, up here into the sternum. They're ribs. And guess what? They're right there underneath the rhomboids. So we're going to do a little more assessment with him sitting. Now I have Bob sitting down and we're going to do some more assessment. Now, ideally, I'd be on one side of the table feeling Bob's back on the other side, but we're doing a video, so I'm going to be on the same side. So remember how I could feel the tightness right in here? I think that there's going to be a rib that's sticking up right here, and I'm going to see if I can find a tender point. Is that tender, Bob? See that reaction? Yes. And I'm pushing deeply enough to push on the rib, so I know we have an SRT tender point. Before we treat this rib point, I want to talk a little bit about what can cause ribs to get twisted. And one of the muscles that we treated in the other video, which we actually did last fall, which was the subscapularis, because remember, it does this kind of pressure on his body and can push on the ribs as well. So it seems reasonable that we didn't ever fix that rib when we were here last time. The other thing to think about is, what do the ribs do? Well, the ribs just don't do this bucket handle movement that they teach you. They allow the body to do a twist and a reach. Without your ribs, you'd fall down. You really need that stability. And the body sees this whole mechanism from the sternum to the spine and the ribs in between as one continuous loop with some hinges. Now, we're going to change what you see as tightness here, and we're going to change the way Bob feels. To do that, Bob's going to be facing you on the table, and we're going to use an underinflated yoga ball for our position. So now that we have Bob on this side of the table, the tender point that I found was on the left side. But remember what I told you that the ribs did? They do a twist position. Well, for this position, I want to find the depressed rib on the corresponding right side. So Bob, I'm just going to have you lift your arm up for me and I'm going to reach underneath. Before I poke him, I'm going to feel, is it tender there? Yes. So I have, you can put your arm down now for me. I have a corresponding tender point for the depressed rib. And this is the one I'm going to use as our monitor to make the changes in what you thought were the rhomboids. Okay, Bob. So now I'm going to have you come and scoot down on the table just a little bit. Okay? And I'm going to use this ball. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you put your arm over the ball, and I'm going to have you bring your legs up to the side so you're sitting on your hip. Okay? So let's bring your legs up first. Okay? And get on your hip and come back a little bit closer to me. Here you go. And just bend your knees so you're comfortable. Yeah, it's awkward, so you have to help your patient get there. I'm going to go back and find that tender point, and it's still tender? Yes. Okay. But we've elevated the rib cage on this side and depressed it on this side. Now I need to fine tune it. So let's have you rotate your upper body just like you're reaching for the ball, and just relax, let go, Bob. And I'm going to test it. Better, same, worse, or gone? Better. Okay, so I know I'm going the right direction. If he had said worse, I could have brought him and rotated him his right side back toward me. But see, his body doesn't even want to go that way. So that's a good indication that we were going in the right direction in the first place. So now let me test it again. Better, same, worse, or gone? It's gone. Okay, and we're going to hold this position, not for 90 seconds. Ribs take 2 minutes. Now the question is, Bob, are you comfortable? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. You can modify this position slightly if you want to, but you need to be right here so the ball doesn't get away. And now you can see why the ball needs to be underinflated and not too tight so that they can sink into the ball and be comfortable. How's your hip? Comfortable? Yes. Okay, so take a big breath and just let go. There he goes. Now he's really relaxing into the position. And we're going to hold this for 90 seconds. Remember, no, not 90 seconds. What did I say, 90 seconds? 2 minutes. We're going to hold it for 2 minutes. And the position is what's going to reprogram the muscles. So what muscles are we reprogramming? Oh, we could speculate. They could be the intercostals. They're small, so they're strong. So if they were to get caught in contracture, they would change structure. Maybe the serratus anterior. You know, with SRT, when you're first starting, it's fun to speculate, but it's more important to see the changes in the body after you've held the positions. So we're going to continue to hold this for, I got it, 2 minutes. So we're finished about at 2 minutes. Did your hand go to sleep, Bob? Yes. Okay. That's pretty normal to happen sometimes. So what I'm going to have you do is bring your legs off the table, so because we're going to sit you up. And we're going to sit up very slowly. Your hand will not be numb here in a moment. Take the ball out. And the best thing for us to do is stand Bob up so you can see the difference in the change. So can you stand up and show your back to the camera again? Oop, I should be on the other side because that's where I was before. And now, watch as my fingers come down. See how soft that tissue is in here? Because it really wasn't tissue. It was the ribs. So the next time you have somebody that's on the table and you're pressing into that area and you think you found a really hard knot, you better stop and evaluate that before you put your elbow in it and break their rib. Trust me, it's very seldom the rhomboid's fault. Hope you come to an SRT class so we can give you other great positions that can make big changes in the body.